Discussion and possible action regarding ordinance for appointments of planning commission alternates and amending the nomination process for planning commission members.
I have a statement.
Okay?
Everybody got a copy of that.
Right. Does everyone have a copy?
Yep,
Yeah.
everybody got a copy of your.
So I'll read my statement here. Thank you, Madam Chair. Tonight I want to take a few minutes to discuss an important amendment to our Planning Commission ordinance. The goal of these changes is simple: to ensure that appointments to the Planning Commission reflect the values of our town and that the process is fair, transparent, and accountable. As it stands, the town chairperson has sole authority to appoint Planning Commission members, with minimal oversight from the rest of the board. While this may have worked in the past, we have seen firsthand how this kind of unchecked power can lead to appointments that do not necessarily represent the interests of our community. The amendment I'm proposing establishes a more balanced and fair approach by requiring Planning Commission appointments to be confirmed by the majority of the town board. This ensures that no single person has control over the selection process, and that we, as elected representatives, all have a say in who's shaping the future of our town. Additionally, when a vacancy occurs in the Planning Commission, town board will fill the seat by a majority vote rather than leaving it up to the chairperson alone. This helps maintain accountability and ensures that these important roles are filled in a way that reflects the will of the people. To be clear, this amendment does not change how other committees are appointed. This only applies to the Planning Commission because of its significant role in guiding land use, zoning, and developing decisions in our town. At the end of the day, this is about fairness, transparency, and ensuring that those who serve on the Planning Commission are truly representing the interests of the town of East Troy. I believe that this amendment is a necessary step in the right direction, and I hope I all have your support in making this change. With closing, I would like to make a motion so we can discuss. Make a motion to authorize Attorney Mills to amend the Planning Commission ordinance, town ordinance, to reflect the changes that I have listed.
I'll second. It's a little different.
It was an email.
Okay.
Great.
But it's the one that you had.
Here.
Supervisor
It's the
Donner.
one that you have.
The planning commission is unique in that it is governed by state statute, and Attorney Joe Ruth from the Towns Association today told me that it follows state statutes 23.23 sub 1 and 23.2.
62.
60.
60.62 and 62.23.
My mistake, 62.23 sub 1. 62.23 sub 1, 66.0501 sub 2. And I will read what he sent, what I copied out of the Towns Association book. A town of population 2,500 or more does not have the option of a 5-member commission. Instead, it must establish a 7-member commission under section 62.23 sub 1. The members of the commission are appointed by the town board chairperson, subject to confirmation by the town board. Town chairperson also designates the chairperson of the plan commission. Members serve for 3-year terms. However, the term for a town board member on the plan commission may be set for a shorter period. Section 66.0501 sub 2. A member of the plan commission may be removed only by majority vote of the town board. The plan commission members may include town officers, including the town board members and the town board chairperson. However, the statutes require a 5-member plan commission to have at least one citizen member and a 7-member commission to have at least 3 citizen members who are to be persons of recognized experience and qualification. Thus, the town board has wide discretion over who to appoint. The town board actually, once the appointment of, a member is made, the town board votes to approve that, and that is done by resolution in May.
So are you saying that it's state law that the chairman has to make the appointments of the
Correct.
planning commission?
Correct.
Okay,
I
what
thought this
about,
was dealing with alternates.
okay, yes, I put that in there, I was
But-
gonna bring that up, there's nowhere in
But-
our town ordinance, designating alternates.
The towns association states alternates are commissioners. They would be commissioners in the role that they serve.
Why isn't it in our ordinances?
I didn't write the ordinance, I don't know, I just know what the towns association said, and they said that planning commission is governed by state law procedure.
Yes, but what if
If I
it's not
may-
talking about alternates?
Right, if I may, I still think that if the board wanted to, it could update, amend the ordinance to reference alternate plan commission members, and the, sample application for appointment to the plan commission that's in your packet, those could still be filled out and sent to the chairman.
Right,
For
but the
consideration.
problem is we never get these. I haven't got any. I haven't not received a single one of these from our former chairman.
Just because we don't have one. I sent this to you
Yeah,
as an example.
I know,
of what we
but that's
could be
what,
using.
right, I think we should use this and we all get these with, and lay out, also make an ordinance for alternates.
Was there
If we
any
want
discussion
alternates.
with the plan commission regarding any of this?
We are elected officials, they're appointed.
I
But,
think,
But I think this, from the WTA, already says, subject to confirmation by the town board, so I think we could improve the process in order for the town board to confirm those. It would be good to have some information before the May meeting about who is proposed on the planning commission, so we can make
Whose
that.
terms are up for this year.
And who's, being proposed to replace those people or defend,
well, and I think
I mean-
that's a
I mean,
requirement
my
anyway, because it's.
Reason I'm bringing this up, over the course of the year I've been on here, there's been alternate changes constantly
But
at this, so I'm
that's
wondering why is
because-
that so it's a 7-person board, you really need 4 people to complete a
no,
planning
you don't.
commission.
The 7,
Because
it
the
is
quorum
really
needs to be closed.
necessary, Mr. Supervisor, whatever.
Thank you. I actually do believe, because of discussion purposes, that maybe this should be discussed when the new town board is, voted on after these coming weeks and after the meeting. Maybe the new town board as a whole should, and then that'll give you time to get more information or more reasons why, in both arguments or in discussion.
It's
I mean, what's the difference if you make it right now or you make it when whomever is voted in, you have a new board? I mean, it gives you a little time to look up these questions that you're having and continue to have your discussion, but, maybe that'll give you some time and then it'll give the opportunity to whomever is on the board, to go from there.
Supervisor Blunt.
Am I to understand that, I just wanna make sure I understand this correctly. Even though the town chairperson chooses the commissioner, we still have a say as whether they get appointed or not.
Yes.
So it's basically what
The only one that,
Supervisor Donner is asking for in his motion. Am I missing something?
I haven't, what is the actual motion? Is it?
To authorize you to amend our ordinance, with the changes that I have presented.
I don't have in my packet that email.
Can I make a statement?
Ms. Buchanan,
The resolution is drafted with the chairperson's picks for those appointments, okay? You, the board, has the authority to say or no to that resolution, or amend the resolution, deleting so-and-so, because you don't have to approve everybody in the resolution. You can amend the resolution, there will be discussion, it can be,
Yes.
you have
Right,
input
but
into the members.
what about the alternates here? I don't see anything on
The
here.
alternates are listed in the resolution.
Right, but we don't have that in our ordinances, that's what I'm getting at, we need to
But
update.
they're still commissioners, even though they're filling in. There's a reason there's a pool, because some of those members are snowbirds, some of them travel, some of them have family commitments. They can't always come at the drop of the hat. So
Same here.
Ms. Olson has
Number.
to fill in the spots. After talking to Chairman Cook, saying, okay, so-and-so can't make it tonight, who do you want me to call? And she'll call whoever Chairman Cook tells her to call to fill in that spot.
She did tell me she does need 3 alternates, because
least.
sometimes getting a quorum together is
Yeah.
difficult.
There would be more than 3 commissioners who can't attend?
Some
Apparently.
times, some
I've
times.
seen 2, but I've never seen 3. That's
I mean,
where,
but she has
that's
a
why
pool.
I'm just, I was looking through the ordinances and
I
I did not see anything about alternates or anything like that.
There isn't, it's not mentioned.
But that's because they're considered commissioners.
And Supervisor Genre, if 2 people are missing, she might have to call 3 alternates before she can get 2 to fill those positions.
So we're saying, as long as we have 4, you can have a meeting.
Right,
So if she has 2 that can't attend, you can still have a meeting.
right,
But.
so what,
you
if
still
If
have
you
four
can't do,
people.
if you can't
What
do
if
it,
you
then
have
you
a
can't do it.
split vote?
I'm human, I've missed planning commission meetings before, but they went on 6-person board.
But
That's
that's
what
not
I'm
the
getting at.
best
It was
case
like, it's
scenario.
just changing in and out like crazy this last year.
But you have alternates that have come repeatedly to other plan commissions so that they're apprised of what's been going on.
But what,
I've seen that too.
but to Michelle's point, not everyone on the board knows whether or not the people that are being appointed to the planning commission
Have the-
are persons of recognized experience and qualifications.
Right.
Which I think this application might help you with that, because they're supposed to check the boxes in which they have some sort of experience.
Right, is there any way I can make a motion to include this in the resolution process for planning commission members?
I think that's maybe something for the new chairperson to,
Have a conversation with
and have
I-
input into the board.
Well,
I think it's enabling the state statute
I think the.
in order for us
I think
to.
that-
right, how do we determine some
The application itself is.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
this is a great.
I don't know if
idea.
you need to do an amendment to the ordinance to reference alternate plan commission.
But the chair going forward can say,
make it part of that.
But
procedure.
make it part of
We
their
can amend the
personal-
ordinance to include an application form, so you can, so the board knows if the person is qualified or not.
Right,
So we can do that in May, right, when we have our next
You could.
resolution.
Yeah.
So
But-
that's why we could amend it.
But you also,
Supervisor Wiz.
so I'm understanding, you're also saying is, when I was on for a while, I never knew who was gonna be on until we got to the meeting in May, and that's one thing are you asking, can we get a heads up?
yeah, like,
You know, get a head.
I mean, there's just
Speak with
constant
Ms.
movement on
Olson
this
about
thing.
that, because
Before,
she-
you know,
Ms. Olson
'cause
manages the planning commission.
Sure, sure. I think you should wait for the new board,
And I don't know
personally,
if
but
some-
I'm just saying, I think one of the reasons is you have no idea who they are until we get here the day of, and all of a sudden, we used to get handed, here you go, this is what you got, and there's no chance for research, there's no chance to look at it, there's no,
Well,
how do you know
when
who's
those
got what?
alternates are called, they are given the same packet that every board member gets.
That's not what I'm saying, I'm just saying whoever it is, whoever I have, if I were on the board, whoever I have to say yay or nay to, I would like to know a little bit about them before the night that I'm sitting here.
And
That's
then
what I'm saying.
Chad saying beyond.
Right, and I think that the application application, then it's perfect, because then
Would help.
everybody get copies of it, and everybody would know. I think previous practice was that the former chairman had a conversation, felt out their background, thought, oh, this looks like a good person,
Right.
they'll represent this part of the town or this faction,
Right.
and that's how they got
And that's,
on the list.
excuse me, but that's how they did it, but then we have no idea as a
Correct.
board
Who they are.
who they are, what they've
That's
got,
why
what they
this
do,
is
and that
awesome.
was always frustrating, because
Yeah.
it's almost feels like, you,
Yeah,
you,
this-
and you,
Yeah.
here's your.
And you don't like this guy,
I'm
so
not
I'm
saying
gonna put
that's
him
what it
on.
was, I'm saying that's
Supervisor
what it
Leonard.
feels like, and I think that's what they're trying to avoid here, but I think that the new board should make this decision.
Supervisor Leonard.
Supervisor Bronner, can you amend your motion to add the application to it, or I'm gonna call the question?
Okay. I will amend my motion to include the application.
Review the motion.
Yes.
Well, it was to, have possible action regarding an ordinance for the appointment of planning commission alternates and amending the nomination process for planning commission members. As it's written here, basically is what he said. But it's not an ordinance, it's a state statute.
Right, and we can't change it state statute.
So they really should need to
So-
be in the bottom of this.
Maybe a
And
policy
then a new
amendment.
motion.
I call this.
Alright, I'm laying it on the table. Can we just move on? I rescind my motion.
Shall we table it? Or just?
I'll table it to,
May.
May town board meeting.
Second,
Who was
I have
that?
10 o'clock. Let's
Yeah.
get out of here.
I have a motion from Supervisor Johnner to table the discussion of amending the.
Oh, no, I thought it was just
Rescind the motion.
rescinded motion.
To rescind the motion. A second by Supervisor Wales, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion,
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion carries. The motion has been rescinded.
I'd like to make a motion to add the application process for planning commission members for the next appointments in 2025.
Second.
Hearing a motion from Supervisor Reyes to add the, the application
For appointment to the planning commission.
to the planning commission, application for appointment to the planning commission to the process of applying for the planning commission,
Chairman appointments.
for chairman appointments for 2025. Second by Supervisor Leonard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Cause I still think it's a state statute and I'm confused as to,
The chairperson still makes the nomination,
okay,
but this application form will allow the other board members,
Got it.
give them some information about who these people are before they have to approve or amend or deny
okay,
the May resolution that comes out.
I understand. My vote is aye. Hearing,
It's already unanimous.
Yeah,
You already
unanimous.
called it.
okay. Alright, next item. Item C, discussion and possible action regarding procedure for former town employees' emails. I did not put that on the agenda.
So I put that on the agenda, I just wanted to be transparent with the public. Former chairman Joe Clarkowski resigned in February, and it turns out he was able to read and send emails from his email account. I do not think that that is appropriate, he is no longer a town employee. I want to discuss why that happened and what is the procedure with former town employees.
I can tell you how it happened. As soon as it was approved for Chairperson Church to take his place, I contacted our IT department company and asked them to have all emails for Jay Clarkowski's emails forwarded to her. However, my understanding would be then that access to that would only go to her. That's not how it was. It had to be deactivated and that sent to her. That is the piece that did not happen. It was immediately stopped, forwarded to Supervisor Church with access still allowed. So now the procedure is going to be deactivate the account, forward. I wrote what the auto reply was if someone emailed jklarkowski@townofeasttroywi.gov, no longer with the town, blah, 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 blah. But where the piece fell through the cracks was that the IT did not then, deactivate the account, so to speak, changing passwords and so forth. And I wasn't aware that I needed to double check that. Going forward, I will always double check that. Any questions, clarifications?
I have a
Sure, go ahead.
Well, I guess my one and only question would be, is there a record of emails sent
Yep.
and received from this email that
Yep.
we,
Oh,
Are you-
from the Jay Clarkowski?
correct,
I don't know.
just to make sure that
Sure.
town business wasn't being,
Yes, I
done
understand exactly what you're saying. I
without
can check
some-
with IT on that tomorrow. I don't know. I do not have access, even though I
Well,
can
there better
say,
be.
this is your password, this is this, you know,
Yeah.
you reset that. But I don't know if anybody can see those emails unless we ask them
well,
to get
I
pulled.
think we should ask
So-
for those.
so-
Yeah, I would like to see
A
it.
record should be brought to the board to make sure that
So,
no business.
I
Any
think,
emails that were.
And I'm not saying
sent-
that the former chairman would do that, I'm just saying.
right. I
From
think-
the date the resignation was accepted by the board to
Right.
present.
Right.
And any emails that were accidentally sent to him would have been sent to all of you. So whatever you all got is what he got.
Would you want from
Well-
the date that the resignation was accepted or the date that Chairperson Church was?
Did it happen the same day?
No.
The last
No.
town board meeting?
No.
Itself,
It's like a
it
4-day
should be the
difference or something.
resignation for your comfort level.
Yeah.
It should be.
The date of the
resignation.
On the day of the letter that he submitted.
Yes.
Okay, because that's not the day I did it, because we didn't know how we were doing yet.
Oh,
It was
earlier.
February 11 that the IT question was, to,
Presented.
So it's a week later?
that
I
was,
mean, I'm not trying, I'm just
that was
asking,
when
so that's
everything
7 days
transpired
after
of
the
how it was
resignation.
going to go. I
But the
reached
letter
out
stated-
immediately,
The letter stated immediate.
so.
Yeah, from the day of
Should it be
resignation.
sworn in by anyone?
Date of resignation, no?
Right, but.
Okay, so we'll do, but you guys, because it's discussion and possible action, someone's gonna have to make a motion that I reach out to the IT to see and get those.
Well, I'll make a motion that, Deputy Clerk Jean reaches out to the IT department to recover any incoming or outgoing emails from the Jay Clarkowski email from February 4th to present.
Okay.
Second.
Kim, when you mentioned just for discussion that, like, any emails that he got would have been sent to all of us
CC.
as well?
Yeah, because when.
Do you have
I
like a distribution set up for that?
I have a town board agenda group, and in my understanding, when Gene handled it, he wasn't getting them anymore. It was, poor Barb was getting it twice.
Anyone got a Snickers?
And I always said, I had town board agenda group, and then I had a chat.
That would have been
I-
my distribution.
I understand to a point, I do some of this for my profession, I understand their mistake, they probably, I get it. I do see your guys' side, people make mistakes, moving forward, just whatever, you know.
Exactly.
learned.
Now
We
we know.
learn from it, just,
Now we know, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's learn.
I'm sorry if I came off abrasive or anything towards you, I think you guys do a great job, so.
No, no problem. I was, shame on me for not asking that extra later.
We have a
There was a
motion
motion.
on the table.
Yep.
Could I have the motion reread, please?
Motion by Supervisor Levitt, seconded by Supervisor Johnner to ask IT department to recover inbound and outbound emails from the J. Clarkowski at townofeasttroywi.gov account from 2/4 or February 4th, 2025 to present.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Item D, discussion and possible action regarding town board members not being allowed to address or communicate with the press, social media, or any media outlet using town letterhead, town material without consent of the entire board. Supervisor Leonard, I believe you put this
Chairman,
out.
Church, the reason that I asked for this to be put on the agenda is it came to my attention that the former chairman responded to a, post on Facebook to, I believe it was Informed Citizens, and the response, I had a couple issues with this. One, it wasn't even directed to the town of East Troy board, it was directed, I believe, to LBMD, but the two, he responded to this on the town letterhead. And I don't
And we
agree,
never got a copy of it, even after the fact, not before or after, we never got a copy of it.
so I don't think that anyone from the town board, chairman or supervisor, should be allowed to basically represent the town of East Troy in that manner. So that is why.
Town letterhead. With town letterhead.
Correct.
I agree.
Without notice to
Or
the
any
board.
town material, unless it's brought to the board, and it's a consent of the board to address whatever was put out to the public.
Wouldn't the same be true with communicating with the county zoning board then?
Or the safety commission.
In town letterhead?
In town letterhead? That's the whole thing, he used town letterhead, and it seems like he's representing all of us.
And
when
this
he
is
was
before
just-
he even resigned?
Yes,
Yes.
Towns Association said we have to set a policy since there was no policy. They're not sure that there's a legal.
No, I'm not worried about that, I want moving forward.
Yeah,
I don't want someone,
I
you don't want me to put something on town letterhead and throw it out to the public.
What did you
know.
mean by town letterhead / town material?
Well, anything with the town of East Troy.
Logo on it.
Correct.
yeah, it says
Anything-
town destroyed.
Or even if you write a statement as a supervisor and at the bottom, I don't care if it's on a plain piece of paper, you put town of East Troy supervisor. I don't believe that you should be able to do that.
What about
But
you guys putting stuff out on the Facebook or the website? Like say,
If it's,
In my
Michelle
opinion,
wants to,
Freedom of
promote
speech.
something at the park, should she have to get that approved by everybody? I mean,
well, it would be
it
approved
kinda
through
wiggles into stuff that, I don't
the
know.
committee, I would think.
Supervisor Wales.
again, I'd like this meeting to be as quick as possible, but because it's under discussion, and I believe maybe I can talk about this, even the town letterhead and town logo was never voted on by a board anyway. So, what is the town letterhead and what is the town logo? None of that has ever been
Can we
voted.
bring that up at a different discussion?
Well, no, I'm just saying right now, I don't know what to use, because nothing was ever voted on,
That's
so.
not on the agenda, so I'm
Point of
sorry,
order.
we can't.
Tyson.
But, I'm sorry, what you said was, you don't like if they put their name and follow it by their title.
I'm saying, I don't think any representative from the town of East Troy, meaning the board, the town
Right,
board,
right.
should be able to put a statement or anything like that out to the public without the consent of the board.
Represent,
It
any
should be
representative.
a town board decision to, because you wouldn't, I don't think you would want me to answer a question to somebody and say, you know,
On
town of
behalf
East Troy.
Well, what I'm questioning is,
But if you sign it in your capacity as the individual board member, shouldn't they just assume you're not speaking for the board?
If it says chairman,
but is that the only person? I mean,
no.
yeah,
Chief.
I know. Go ahead, chief.
Can I make a suggestion that I get our policy, which was created by attorneys that we paid good money for, and I give that policy on use of social media and media contacts that you expect from my personnel. I give to the board, you read it, review it, you could make minor changes and then adopt it as your policy instead of trying to reinvent the wheel.
No, I'm not trying to reinvent.
No, I
anything.
think he just wants no representation on town letterhead going out.
That's all I'm really asking.
But
Right.
you
Without
also
town
said on
approval.
blank paper.
Well, I'm just saying, you shouldn't I don't think you should be answering questions as a representative.
What if you send a letter to a county agency?
But he's talking social.
I said social
We're
media,
saying
so
social.
press.
I'm sorry, well, press is
We-
different.
We have to do our job, I understand that, talking to county, talking to wherever, but this
That's
is,
true.
Press
It
is
says-
different.
Press is different.
Says social media,
Press, social
Media
media, or
outlet.
any media outlet.
yeah.
But if you include the press, are you limiting the First Amendment right to speech?
You can talk all you want, just don't say you're on the town of East Troy board.
What if
Or
the
don't
press,
answer a
what
question.
if the press reaches out to you as chairman of the town of East Troy? Let's say there's some
You can-
catastrophic event that happens in the town. They ask who the town chairperson is to get a statement. Are you saying they can't make a statement until the board clears what he's gonna
Well,
We
say?
have an
He or
emergency
she?
management plan that would designate that Supervisor Leonard would be.
That's
the
true.
person.
He's asking.
I know, that's what I'm doing.
Supervisor Wales
Can't
wants
talk
to
to
be
you.
recognized.
No, I understand, I know it's a broad scope, I guess my concern was, and it would have been no matter who put it out there to the public. First off, it wasn't even directed to the town board, so why was it being answered by the town chairman or whoever? At this point, it was a town chairman, on town letterhead.
It was a statement of fact and there wasn't a policy that said he couldn't.
How do I know that's fact?
Yeah, how do I know that?
Fact was based on research he did with
I,
DPW superintendent.
I understand that, and this is not only for this, I'm not
Situation.
trying to make this about this situation, it just so happened that this happened, and I thought to myself, wow, can anyone just put anything out to Facebook or whatever on town letterhead? And if you guys are fine with that, then whatever.
I think
To
it
me,
needs,
seems-
it needs refinement, we'll make a motion that we consider a town policy in the future.
I'll make a motion that we table this until the next,
But Supervisor
meeting.
Wales had a comment. And we
Sorry.
were cutting him off.
I almost forgot it was so long ago. No,
Sorry.
but anytime we would make, and it's been discussion from Attorney Mills, about a lot of different things. Make sure you're saying, in my opinion, I do not speak for the town board, I mean, we can all use our heads, so, I mean, maybe that's something to address also. I still don't think we have a town letterhead, I don't think, and I think, and I'm not trying to be mean here to anybody, but I think maybe that should be another discussion, maybe we should vote on what you have for,
It was voted on, and it was approved.
I was here when that changed, and I've never ever seen or saw anything about that being voted on the whole time I was here. Because that started when I was
We'll
on.
look back at the minutes.
I never
Right.
voted on any sort of.
the communications committee was working on it too.
And I'm not saying, I'm just
Maybe we need to
saying,
bring back a communication.
let's make sure that we get the records that it was voted, so
Should
that
we make a
everything's
motion to
legit.
bring back a communications committee?
It's not on the agenda, nice try.
So really just
Supervisor
use your
Leonard
common
would like to
sense
make a
here.
motion.
I'll make a motion, we table the discussion and possible action on the town board members not being allowed to address or communicate with the press / social media or any media outlet using town letterhead / town material without consent of the entire town board until the next meeting,
Second.
April.
All right,
April meeting.
hearing a motion from Supervisor Leonard and a second from Supervisor Johnner to table 10D. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries.
Chief
Authorize-
Garrity, I will personally take you up on your offer to share your policy.